Grinders, it is your boy Dusty Truth here with a very special video. This is my last video on PokerStars Ontario playing Spin&go's. Those who don't know, this is how I built my channel. This is how I got my bankroll in Ontario. As you can see or if you haven't heard, PokerStars is merging with FanDuel. They're going to be deleting this client. You're going to have to download a whole new poker site, and Ontario PokerStars is coming to an end because they're going to be playing with FanDuel. So I thought, how do I not play a last video playing some Spin&go's, which made this channel? So I'm just going to slide this over for a second. I'm going to pop this in here. We're going to see if there's some $25 Spin&go action. Looks like there is. I'm going to play 2 tables. And this is kind of just a farewell to my first true love of taking that next step when it came to playing poker here. Those who don't know, I played a huge volume of Spin&go's. I was more just a field player. I watched tons of Twitch to try to learn from guys like Tomo from Team 651, from Nick from PokerStars, but for the most part I would just kind of play huge volume and try to adapt to the players I was playing, and we did very well. And if it wasn't for that, I probably still wouldn't be playing poker to this day, and I probably wouldn't have turned pro, because the success we had in that put us in a position to have a bankroll to play tournaments and take poker more serious. So this is my last session playing spins, and I might be playing my last session playing, I don't think this guy's this strong on table 2 on the right. I'm going to try to get very thin value. Versus a better player, I'd probably just go more polar and go big. This is kind of what I was talking about, adapting to the players I'm playing, of trusting my tags and trying to just adapt to the players I'm playing. So I might play my last tournament session on this site tonight as well. But most of you who've just followed me on YouTube for years knew me as a Spin&go player. The last handful of years, people know me as a tournament player, but I thought we owed it to PokerStars Ontario here and you guys who've been following my journey along the way to play some spins. I don't have overly a lot of time. Some stuff I want to do today. I'm playing tournaments later tonight. But let's play definitely a handful here. Against a 3x, I'm not going to defend the queen 4. If you would have done a min raise, that little bit of adjustment and a non-ante, I think it's fine to get away here. I'm going to mix in a raise here in table 2. Went a little big. I could have went 2.5. As mentioned, I think I don't study Spin&go's. I never really did. Just watched people and try to learn what I could along the way. Okay, so I'm kind of happy just to get it in on table 1. Don't know what the big bet is. If I had a smaller kicker, maybe I wouldn't. But yeah, so we're just going to tag this guy with the old red tag for now till we see something different. So this is too good even against a 3x to fold. Maybe if I had the king 3, king 2 here. So he wants to get it all in. Let's just let him. If he's got a semi-draw, we don't want him to be scared. So let's just get it in now. If he folds, who cares? Not a big deal, but there's too many turn cards that would... we don't want him to also get a free river to go check, check, turn. So let's just get it in now. We didn't get snap called, rather getting slow rolled, or we're good here. All right, so that's exactly what we wanted. Oh man, gets rewarded for that. Not a good play by him. Easy all in here. Oh, you love that he does a horrible play. Let's give him the old fish. Let's do the old fish for old time's sakes. Our king's probably good on table 1, but I might as well check call. We're probably going to chop a lot of someone bets with another king. All right, we take it down. I'm in a tournament series right now on a new site we've been playing since November called WPT Gold. I do have a link where you can sign up and get a free GTO Lab membership for a month, but that site's been treating us very, very well since November. So the series wraps up at the end of this week. I just had a big score on the weekend where there was the nightly $33 mystery. It's a $115,000 nightly mystery. On the weekend, it was a trophy event. It was 130,000, and they broke the guarantee. Anyways, something like 5,000 plus players. I don't remember exactly, but I got to the final table, and I hit the second gold chest. So the top one was 13,000, I think. I got the second gold chest for like 7,700. And then making the final table and some other knockouts, it was like 11,500 American. So very nice score and almost a trophy. You do get real trophies and a jersey if you win it. A member from my Discord, an Ontario Reg, Kick It Ass, did win one of the trophy events for a huge score, and a trophy and all that. So shout out to him. We can go for value in table 1. I'm gonna go very thin again, just kind of, this guy seems a very new player. My calls are the 4. A better player, I'd probably again go polar and go bigger for value, so I'd have a lot of bluffs there, but I'm not gonna overthink that. So this is kind of what I did for years when I played spins. So here he had a 4 of kind of playing against the newer players, kind of just ABC poker. We don't have to get overly fancy. And against like the regs, I'd be trying to adjust as much as I can there, and I would take different bet sizes, different lines, especially when it comes to like the low jams, like right here. If I don't think this guy's jamming correctly, I can overfold. Like here I have to call an ace, but I'm not pumped about it because we have such an edge to like get back here. We lose an all-in here, stuff like that, where I have such a big edge I don't really need to take that spot, but that's still a little too strong. This guy on table 2 is having a hell of a time throwing stuff at me. Yeah, this guy is just I guess, you know what, I don't really need to tag anyone. We're about to delete the client, kind of wasting my time giving people tags. We're going to set a trap here in table 2, or sorry, table 1 on the left. He's going big here. I'm going to let him bet. It's unfortunate. If he checks now, I guess I turned my hand into a bluff. I'm actually bluffing here. There we go. With how big he went, he might have had a 3. I felt like a spot where we needed to get him to fold. I am going to fold table 2. It seems a little nitty there with the inside and the... I jam that one instead. Against, I'm gonna have to probably fold that on table. I know I'm low, but he's jamming the 2 of us. Nice. This guy here has been running hot. Let's give him the old luck box. We'll check it. Go for thin value in table 1. I don't think there's ever a point to re-raise. Same hand. Unfortunately, we're blinding. We have to go in with our queen 4. Nice. Can we? This guy just ran very pure on table 2. You're gonna get that a lot, and you get in tournaments as well, but. Alright, so we lost our first one. I'm gonna check table 1. I gotta be honest with you, I do miss spins. You can make quite a bit of money playing these things, especially if you pick the right times of the day, depending who's playing. I used to stay up very late at night because certain players were playing, and I would refuse to go to bed. They'd be playing the 100s, and I'd have to work the next day. It could be 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they'd be playing 2 to 4 tables, and I'd be like, I am not going to bed till this person goes to bed. And they could lose, 20 games, and they keep thinking they're going to make it back. Oh, this is a friend right here. Very fitting we get to play one of the regs before we disappear from Ontario. All right, good luck to our boy Toppered, full-time spin and go player as far as I know. He does very well. I don't know how many we're going to play. I do have quite a bit of stuff I want to do this afternoon. It is 1:30. So I think I mentioned, yeah, but we're going to be, I think May 6th, May 5th or May 6th, they just announced today. I guess I'm going to fold table 1. It could be a limp. But that's when the new site's going to launch. Oh man, I could play spins. I definitely miss them. I miss PokerStars spins. I play the GG ones, trying to chase gems right now, but I much prefer these. The format, just nice slow structure, 25 bigs. It's funny, when Spin&go's first came out, people thought there was no edge. They've killed poker, and now 25 bigs seems like a lot of chips, nice and slow, because I play the hyper ones are in GG with the 15 bigs and very fast clocks. It looked like table 2, she was trying to get a free cheap card. So when everything missed there, I thought it was a pretty easy spot to bluff. Obviously, sometimes you get called. My queens don't need too much protection, so I'm gonna check it. I might even check it again. So against a reg here, I would call the queen 7 if I thought he was a normal spin and go player, but I don't think this guy's jamming wide enough for me to need to call that. But if I was playing like a top bird or something like that, I would have to call there. All right, we're slightly ahead, and now we're drawing dead. I guess we could have actually had to run a runner for a full house. So it didn't do well in the all-in. This one here, we're gonna jam. I'm gonna open up another 25 here. All right, I was just responding to a message. I had a package delivered today. Well, that's a very nice turn card. I think we're gonna need a lot of checks here. For some reason, I think he's gonna check it. Does not, so we're just gonna get it in now. We don't want him, if he's doing this on a semi-draw, we don't want him to give up. Let's go. So you check back the king there or something like that. He would have called anyways, knowing his hand now, but Be very fitting to get a big spin to do a farewell to stars. I will say, since we've been in Ontario, PokerStars compared to GG has in Spin&go's has had all the big spins. I could be totally wrong, but from what I know, GG's Poker's biggest spin in Ontario in the 4 years that we've been Ontario only just happened recently off a 25-cent spin. Someone hit $10,000. PokerStars has had at least two 250,000 spins. They have had 100,000, 50,000. I was in a 20,000 and a 10,000. I've had a couple 5,000s. I lost my two biggest ones. I've won, maybe two $5,000 ones. I've won a 5,000 one on GG as well. But the big spins have definitely been PokerStars compared to GG. There was a $5,000 spin yesterday on Stars here. 5 days ago, a $2,000 one, a $10,000 one 7 days ago, and 12 days, 5,000. So this, for whatever reason, and the funny thing is, I don't have inside information, but I would assume GG, with the structure they have and the player pool they have, has had well over double, if not, I don't know, this is my guerrilla math. If you told me there was 10 times the amount of Spin&go's on GG compared to PokerStars, I would believe you. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be shocked. So don't know why one site would have so many big spins compared to another. I'm not trying to start a conspiracy or anything. Just noting from the little bit I've seen. But I will say, my first 2 years in Ontario, I didn't play GG, hardly ever. Definitely not the first year. And so I might not know some of the spins. But I do talk to regs that do play spins, and I have never heard anyone else correcting me about the biggest spin on GG. This makes me want to fucking play like 10 of these at once like I used to and just go ham. But I feel like we owe this to PokerStars and people who followed me forever on this channel. I was known as a Spin&go player for so many years, to the point where people thought I was getting accused of, first I downloaded a HUD because people thought I was lying about my results, and then when I was winning, it was always, and still to this day I get this, the sites are letting me win because I'm a streamer, which is like, it's so fucking funny, man, the logic people have. You're talking billion-dollar companies to think they're gonna risk it for someone who's got like 100 views to let me win a couple extra all-ins, a couple extra spins, to maybe potentially get you, the viewer, to watch me, thinking like, if Dusty can do it, surely I can. I'm gonna make a deposit. If you think they're gonna rig and risk their billion-dollar companies for that, I don't think it's really well thought out. But I've had many comments over the years like, don't believe this guy, he works for the sites, he's one of the workers. It's just like wild, man. And I will be honest, I would think at a very, very high rate, the people who have made those comments, I would assume 90% of them are losing players, and they can't justify why they're losing. And that's the comments you hear. It is rigged for winning players. The winning players are going to win. Well, the better players are going to win. We have a nice flop on table one. We don't get there. Sorry, I closed my lobby here. I'm going to open up another 25 here. I will be streaming probably tonight. We're a Twitch partner now, guys. I know I don't put out too much YouTube content these days. I am starting something new this week though, called Grinder Files, where I'm going to be having short talks with Ontario regs and other players from my Discord. I figured we play each other every night, we see the names, but why not learn out more about each other? Ontario will be eventually disappearing to the global pool. Could be 1 year, could be 2 years, but eventually we won't be just Ontario only. And I think it's a pretty special group, what we have right now, getting to know all the players. you know, and before that happens, it'd be nice to learn a little bit more about the people we battle on a nightly basis. So I have my first one tomorrow, and I'm hoping I can release the video later this week. Well, we don't have too much showdown, so we're gonna take a little stab here. I can raise, fold this. Video's 20 minutes. I'm not gonna go more than an hour. I'm gonna play some spins. Like I said, I have some stuff I want to do today. If he checks table 1, we're gonna blast river, depending on what card comes. If we get a 2, 3, 5. So here I still might do a semi bluff. I think so. We're pretty low here. Let's go. I didn't think his bet size he was gonna fold too often, but we went for it. I'm gonna do a check call, probably table 2. He's gonna use that ace as a scare card a lot. We'll call that. He does have it. Let's hit him with the old 69. Oh, wakes up the ladies. Let's get a chop. Let's get a chop. Nope. I'm gonna mix in a limp for table 2. All right, we got the Gretzky's, baby. Can the Great One get us to the promised land? Call off all in. And I think even multi-way would call King Queen suited. We're gonna go big on the river on table 2, I think. If top bird folds here, if we get a brick on the river, I'm gonna go polar. I think if this player in the small blind was strong, they would have raised. We're walking into the hands, all right. Can we do it to him? 3 ball. No. If he jams table 1, we're calling. All right, we got a flip. That's not looking good for us. Let's get at least get a 5x before we have our farewell here. I'm not lying, I could play this all day. I enjoy spin-and-goes. I really do. Especially when we're just chilling and playing 2 of them. It's not overwhelming. Nice and chill. If I was playing on my own, I'd play at least 4. Or probably 4 would be my sweet spot. I didn't think it'd be the best for recording. I thought 2 is kind of cool. Nice flop. Probably bet the king now, and we're actually going to raise him up. I think a lot of people would just call, but I'm not going to give him a free club draw. So the new site starts May 6th. I'm not positive I'm going to deposit, but I assume I will. I'm gonna wait to see what the guarantees are, what the series looks like. But we've been playing WPT Gold and doing very well on that. GG Poker, I have my streamer tag. We get 100% rake back, and they have all the big tournaments. So those are my two sites where I'm putting all my volume in. I've been only playing a couple tournaments a week here on PokerStars for a while. I don't like that I've left I shouldn't say I've been on a big downswing on PokerStars for roughly a year. And I think most regs would agree PokerStars is significantly softer than GG Poker. But variance is variance. I've ran way below EV. I've bubbled almost every tournament. Had some just run bad. I've still done very well on PokerStars. It's where I've made a lot of money. And I would truthfully, if I did not have the success on this site, I don't think I'd ever would have been a pro. I just this definitely made me take the next step. So I will always be thankful. I am sad it's disappearing, and it's not, we'll see what it looks like with FanDuel. But I'm just sad what's happened in the last couple of years, because I just personally think all they had to do was to never change the schedule. They were hitting all the guarantees that I could see, and then out of nowhere, they just changed the schedule and the tournament stopped dying. And all the players were shocked because we were hitting all the guarantees. And then GG just kept getting bigger and bigger, and PokerStars just kept changing their schedule and their guarantees. But I'm a pretty firm believer, once you have the player pool, if they put out a big series and they're really big guarantees, the players are going to play. Like, that's just the design. And they just kept going smaller and smaller. And a guy like me was their biggest supporter. At the end of the day, you got to chase the money, right? And, they would have had my business for forever. Just truly felt comfortable playing this site. And I will say, the team pros, Arlie, all the other team pros have been nothing but class. The customer support, I've had a lot of help over the years. I know people have been unhappy last couple of years with stars. I haven't been as negative as other people. And that's even on a downswing. It's just poker, right? On Twitter, they're always responsive. When I email them, I get responses very fast. So I have nothing good to say, honestly. Hoping, as a poker player, you want competition, because, we want these sites competing to give us more and more things as a player, more rewards, more live packages, whatever you look for. If there was not competition, the sites don't have to do too much to get your business. So more competition, the better. So I'm hoping FanDuel and PokerStars do something special here when they start, because the other sites are going to want to keep your business, right? So they'll have to keep offering you stuff. The thought is, when these people are going to be sports betting on FanDuel, they will merge over to the poker side. I thought it was a little too big for how shallow we are. So I was debating calling Queen's 9-7 there. So the thought is, if people have money in their account, is what I think the thought is, then they'll start playing poker because they see it there. Think about this: if you're playing football Sunday, you had all your sport bets up, and then you're opening up the phone and you see there's a poker tournament going on where you can win like 20,000 or something, right? Maybe while you're sweating your sports bets, you play some poker, right? And you got to think from a marketing point of view and a budgeting point, merging two companies together. FanDuel is a massive company. I don't know if they're as big as PokerStars. I think, if I had to guess, I think they are a lot bigger, but I really don't know. This is just, I'm not a guy that has all that information, and I don't look it up. I do know PokerStars are owned by a company called like Flutter or something like that. So I don't know who's bigger. That stuff I don't know, but I do know they have a much bigger budget now, so we'll see what they do in the poker size with that new budget. So far, not good for a farewell, guys. I definitely think if we wanted to still play spins, we could definitely adapt and play spins though. Especially now with the sites now. If I spent like a month on like GTO Wizard and hammered some drills, to get some ranges down and stuff like that, I think we would do pretty well. And basically what it is, there's not really that many spin and go regs in Ontario. There's a handful of good players, but in my opinion, it's a very short list. And just to feel the game from tournaments and all that, we would adapt pretty fast and do well. But it's a pure volume game. The only way to beat this format is you have to put a lot of volume in, get rake back, get leaderboards if they have them. That's how you win this format. I guess we jam here. Well, I don't even know if we need to be honest. We're not getting ace X's to fold. When you jam a hand like this, you're not. I don't think we're getting better to fold. So I guess we just play it in position. Maybe that's more of a tournament thought. Here I don't need a jam because I don't think it's gonna fold either. Everything missed. Honestly, I think I'm gonna get him off this. I think he's got ace high. Nope. Oh, he had the 9. I was turning my hand obviously into a bluff. Now the one thing with bluffing my hand, I'm exploiting him. Topper's gonna fold here, but this purple guy might attack this. I ran into pocket kings. I'm not doing the best on all-ins. Got another one going. I'm gonna play a few more. It's been half hour, no more than another half hour, so we'll see. Probably should have just jammed table 1 here. Nangs are. He would have called 10 jack suited. I'm actually surprised he didn't jam that over limp. Kind of interesting. We are getting smoked in all-ins, guys. We were playing pretty well, I think. Could do better in all-ins, nothing new for this channel. Especially, like I said in the last year in PokerStars, all-ins do not go our way. I thought about getting out of line, but I decided not to. Sorry, just trying to lock in a little bit. We're getting our butt kicked. I think our jack's gonna be good here in table 1 a lot. Oh, maybe not now. I think we do a blocker bet. That's very big. He's never folding when he goes that size. Wow, he folded. I think that is way too big. That is incredible to risk that much and fold. I don't think that could be correct. But as mentioned, this is probably just a jam. That's my guess. I'm not thrilled about it. Let's win it all in. Come on, baby. Queen ball. We're getting smoked in all ins. Okay, having a 7 here is pretty good to be wrapped around that 6. This looks like we have a 2 a lot. Even a 5 is pretty believable. Okay, we'll have to call a small blind if he jams here on table 2. All right, let's win one on table 2 here with the Gretzky's. Come on, win it all in, baby. Win it all in. Let's go. About time. Unfortunately, it's just a 2x, but we will take it at this point. Okay, we just got a couple more in us. Hopefully we end on a winning streak. Okay, I think we just take a free river. Oh, we can bet that one. Nice induced by him. It's a pretty wet border in table 2. I'm gonna go half pot when a lot of his draws have to call. Shouldn't have trips. They all would have went in pre. I think he should have check raised table 2 with that top pair and flush draw just to deny equity and get it in. And if it's a cooler, it's a cooler. Let's go. All right, picked up showdown. We can check it. Let's go. We have a 5x, guys. And we're heating up. All right, let's win our 5x. We have queens. Can we hold? Big hold here. There's a good start. That's the one to win, guys. Let's get hot here. All right, another flip on table 1. There we go. Are we heating up? Hold! Son of a gun. Almost too good to be true. All right, we got 2 regs here. 2 guys we've battled a lot, so it's fitting we get to play them before we save for a while. Just doing a video, sorry. I could text my wife. My wife just got home, so just let her know I'm coming up shortly. All right, we got the straight on table 2. He might have checked this. So I'm not gonna raise. And then here it'll be interesting where we can do a raise fold almost on table 2. Here I'm gonna try to keep it very light. Alright guys, these are going to be my last 2 games. We're going to end on this. I do have stuff I have to do. As mentioned, I think we owed to do this video. With Jack High, I'm not sure. I need to even bet table 1. I don't know if we're trying to get him to fold a 2 or a 6 or something, even some queen highs. We don't have the best kicker even for a jack. If I had a backdoor spades on table 2, I would have called. If he checks here, we can go bigger on table 1. I don't think he's checking a flush twice. He'd want to build the pot. I'm gonna go polar and just go all in here. I almost should have actually tried to induce table 1 because I didn't think he was that strong. Okay, table 2, we're gonna have to float if he bets small. If we were deep, I could even check raise sometimes. He bet big, half pot. I think we'll let it go. All right, we got an all in here, table 1. Here we go, double whammy. Let's get a king ball. Oh, we could knock them both out in one punch. All right, guys, GG. We could be ending with a good note, guys. We're gonna keep that open there. Can we win our last spin and go ever on this site? It'd be very fitting to be a 5x. I'm gonna see if I can make it bigger for you guys. Let's at least put it in the middle. Here we go. Our last spin and go is a 5x. We had a 2-to-1 chip lead. He's got it back. How did we lose that last hand? Wow. He had the flush. Making a move. We're risking it. All right, we are back, baby. We're even in chips for the last spin. We'll just call it an ace. Alright, if he raises, guys, we're jamming the Gretzky's. Our nines are pretty vulnerable here, so we're gonna bet. Pretty scary. But we're gonna have to go with this. Be interesting if he bets big again. Very value heavy. Now we gotta go with it. If he jams, it is pretty believable though. His threes just got counterfeited though. Wow, that is so value heavy, but we're gonna go with it. Let's go. Let's go. Can we pull it off, guys? For the win. Alright, we took out one of his legs like rounders. We're just gonna lean on him. Could jam it. It's definitely fine. I'm gonna just start with the limp. Oh, I'll call that. We have to call now if he jams. Oh, that's even scarier, but we're gonna go with this. Hi, 9 ball. 9 ball corner pocket. Alright, he's got the small lead. I'm surprised he bet half pot into that. Here we're gonna jam him. Over a limp, maybe we don't do this because he's only gonna call better. I guess some pocket pairs were flipping. We'll call. If we hit this guy, it's gonna be disguised. I think he expects us to bet this a lot. We're gonna check it. Gonna go polar here. Let's go. I can't see him checking the 6, and it makes sense for us to have it. All right, we're going for it. Over another limp. Here he goes. We gotta win a flip, guys, for our last spin. No, 5 ball. 5 ball. We don't get it, guys. I don't know, man. I keep calling it my last spin. Can we really end this career on a loss? I don't think so, man. I think we have to do one more. And this video might have to go till we win one. It's not over yet. Oh my gosh, he cooks us. All right, let's do one more here. We can't have our last spin of the love of our life here. Let's just one table till we get a win here. It might take a little bit. Let's go check my message real quick here. All right, this could be the last one. 3x, we got Toppered, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that other name. Sorry, not the best layout now. It would have been so fitting winning that last one, guys. I'm gonna look at the bankroll. I'm not sure if we're up in this session or not. It's very close. All right, I think we just call this. I don't think there's really a point of going. Yeah. This guy doesn't want to fold. He's gonna call us. Question is if we're head or not. He's a new player using this bet size. If he folds, it's the dream. That's a lot of money to fold. We are ahead, guys, but we're gonna chop it most of the time. Nice, even better than chop. All right, we have a 2-1 versus today's arch nemesis topper. He's a classy guy. But let's take him down for our last win. My stomach is growling. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it's loud. I am a hungry guy. Check call. Might check this back a lot. Probably knows that my hand's kind of straight up, like a 6 or 9. He can go pretty value heavy here. Makes sense. Yeah. Probably could have just gave up there. Because I don't think he bets with no value there with the run out. And he probably thinks I'd always bet with better. So I probably should have folded. To be honest, I was more curious than anything. Curiosity. Could have went 3.5 here, but it's fine. If he limps jam at this depth, king queen folding is not the best, but would almost have to exploit it and just fold it. But it would be mostly just flips. Because he's not going to rip like aces there type of thing, right? It's going to be a lot of low pocket pairs, sometimes like a suited ace. Probably could have let out here on this board. Okay, I'm gonna do a delayed bluff. He expects me to bluff this a lot, so I'll bet the turn. Could raise it. I'm gonna mix in a check here with an ace. He's gonna bet that again, I'd imagine. Another bet would call. And then if he bets river, triple barreled in this board, wow, that's pretty crazy. Went that big there. He could check raise this board, fair. Oh, that's one of his check raises, just got there. It's gonna be a lot of tens, a lot of flushes. Hiya. Gross. Gross. But we got it, baby. It is the last spin now. It's looking pretty good, guys. All right, this could be it. 3, 2, 1, peanut butter and jam, green eggs and ham. He's making a comeback. He's gonna bet. Probably bet again. The fact we don't have a spade, we do have a club, but I'm probably he's gonna go all in here. Let's go. All right, guys, we won this spin and go. Is our official last spin on PokerStars Ontario. I want to say thank you to PokerStars. It's truly been, I love playing this game. Made me a poker player, more or less is how I'm going to say it. I did play poker for years before, but this is how I took the next step. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that last video, and follow me on my next journey coming soon. Peace.